Yeah, my name is John Tambu. I'm the General Services Officer at CHF International Kenya.
My name is Catherine Karogu.
Hi, I'm Michael Holston.
I am Francisco Armenta Garza.
Hi, my name's David Humphreys.
I am Wojciech Wojtuszak.
I am a program officer.
I'm a medical doctor.
And I'm the communication officer.
The Office of External Relations.
I'm regional director.
And I work for CHF International.
CHF Honduras.
I work for CHF International.
CHF International.
CHF International, an international development and humanitarian assistance organization based in Washington, D.C. Economic and urban growth, responding to disasters, progress in global health, governance, and the development of democracy. That's CHF. The mission is to be a catalyst for long-lasting positive change in low and moderate-income communities around the world.
We have the best staff in the world. I mean, everybody who comes from the outside and even takes a peek at the quality of people that we've assembled here they're just blown away.
Founded in 1952, CHF, the Cooperative Housing Foundation, was a top implementer of housing programs in the United States, helping thousands of low and middle-income Americans realize their dreams of homeownership. Now CHF works entirely internationally, employing close to 2,500 people in over 30 countries. We empower over 20 million people a year, improving their lives and livelihoods and giving them a chance at a better future.
What I had was an idea to build a stage, a small stage, that would attract and enable people to dance, basically their own dance, as long as it was kind of committed toward reaching a common goal, which was to be of some use to people in the developing world particularly.
When Mike Doyle became CHF's president in 1992, CHF was deep in debt and facing bankruptcy. Today, this nonprofit has an annual budget in the hundreds of millions of dollars. What's behind this stunning turnabout? Senior Vice President Judith Hermanson says it took a dogged, deliberate, and serious business approach.
We are a nonprofit business, and we have a socially oriented mission. But we are a business. We use the business models, the values of efficiency and effectiveness. We go out of business because we haven't managed our resources well, or if we just stagnate because we've ceased to grow, then we will become not viable.
Funders know their money is in good hands with CHF. Not only does the United States government support the organization's work, but so do major corporations and private individuals like Craigslist founder Craig Newmark. We want you to take a look at what CHF is doing around the world, but first, a little history. Back in the early 1990s, communist icons were toppling as Eastern European countries broke away from the Soviet Union. It was a perfect scenario for CHF to do what it does best: build opportunities for countries like Poland and its people.
Having the opportunity to work in Poland was enormously exciting, to be part of those tides of change in the world at the time. And it was also very important for CHF, drawing on its co-op roots.
Poland today is a place where old and new merge seamlessly. Now a member of the European Union, it has seen inflation wane, exports boom, and foreign investment come rushing in. But back in the early 1990s, Poland needed help. With funding from USAID, CHF took up the challenge and for close to a decade helped broker a co-op housing program for Poles hungry to own their own. More than 100 co-op units went up in Białystok, a city of 300,000 in northeast Poland. Electrician and Solidarity member Zbigniew Zadzilko heard about CHF's project from a telephone operator.
She told me about a new co-op and that the meeting was taking place the next day, so I went to the meeting.
At that time, he and his wife Ursula and their 2 daughters were living in a 250-square-foot, poorly insulated flat in a high-rise made of prefabricated concrete blocks. And crime was a problem in these one-size-fits-all buildings. Now they live in a CHF-built co-op they helped design. It has 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, a small backyard, and good heating and insulation. The CHF co-op site on this day looks like a winter wonderland, cozy, charming, with twinkling lights and a Christmas tree in every window. But let's take a look back. Let's look at how CHF changed lives so quickly. As Poland transitioned to a market economy, CHF co-op members were pioneers. In member-owned democratic organizations, for the first time, they exercised choice and took risk with respect to housing. Some even took the first mortgages in Poland since before World War II. The private sector approach to housing was new. Homebuyer choice was new. And the source of pride and satisfaction was also new. Wojtek Wojtyszek, a Polish architect living in the United States, returned to his homeland to head CHF's program there.
In an apartment on the upper floor lives a famous poet, and the space was designed especially for her.
He says in the early days, one of his biggest challenges was teaching people they indeed had choices.
I remember many meetings with people trying to project the idea, now you can decide. And because at the beginning, they always came to us and say, what are you going to build for us? And I said, what do you wish to be built? And they could not understand the question.
But Wojtyszek says co-op members caught on fast, and their emerging demands had repercussions throughout a swiftly evolving construction industry.
The builders learn how to deal with the clients in an honest way. It means deliver what they promised in time within a budget.
Before we moved here, it was our biggest dream to have our own place, a little one, but to own.
Zbigniew and Ursula are like so many who have been touched by CHF. They say without the organization, they would have paid the same price for half the space they have now.
It was a tremendous joy for us and for our children to grow up and create an environment where they could be educated and happy.
The idea of being able to acquire your own through your own resources was just tremendously exciting to people, and I think actually contributed in a meaningful way to the tide of change that finally did overtake Poland and made it what it is today.
CHF's experience and success in Poland also contributed to a better understanding of what the organization could do. So let's head out to meet some of the remarkable CHF people who are bringing about change all over the globe. First, in Indonesia. With its warm climate, pristine beaches, and lush green scenery, Indonesia is a popular tourist spot.
I know, I can see it. Just look at that.
But a few years ago, this enchanting scene was in the wake of history's most destructive natural disaster.
That wave is a good 15, 20 feet tall. Easy. Get in, get in, get in!
December 26, 2004. A powerful earthquake in the Indian Ocean set off a deadly tsunami that devastated everything in its path, including the city of Banda Aceh, located on the northern tip of the island of Sumatra.
If you were to have gone to Indonesia right after the tsunami, it was like a nuclear explosion, and it was flattened.
CHF rushed in with shelter and relief, but Indonesians needed more than that.
So what CHF wanted to do was to help them to rebuild their own sense of confidence, their ability to function again. Probably the most profound thing that they wanted was for things to be normal.
That meant getting people back to work. CHF knew how to make it happen. The local economy needed a jump start. Fishing is a major industry in Aceh, and people like Pak Mohammed had their livelihoods wiped out by the tsunami.
It was going to be very difficult for myself and my family. I couldn't even think of another job. I could have maybe done some work in construction, but it would have only paid half of what I earn here in the market.
As part of its Healthy Markets initiative, CHF rebuilt the Panayang Retail Fish Market, as well as other markets in the Aceh region. CHF's expertise not only brought back the jobs, but also made the market safer and healthier than they were before.
This water is cleaner for my hands and fish. Fetching the river water took forever, and I missed many customers.
Before the tsunami hit, Mohammed cleaned his fish, hands, even his tables in this dirty river. Now he has clean water. It is pumped via solar power throughout the market, and all Mohammed has to do is turn on the spigot next to his stall. The new market has also revitalized the city center. Now people gather here not only to buy and sell, but also to meet their friends. What has happened at this market and in this community is a great example of one of CHF's main tenets: plot your course based on community input.
And it's important practically, because if they don't buy into it, they don't want the school, or they don't want the route, then it'll just be another white elephant. And I think that the development community has learned over and over again that well-meaning gestures that do not engage the community just don't work.
Tom White is CHF's chief of party in Aceh.
It's great to be here, to be handing over and formally opening the water system for the village.
White says community involvement here has been essential. So far, with funders including DLA Piper and USAID, and with CHF's expertise, local workers have built close to 1,400 earthquake-resistant homes using local materials and plans that make sense.
CHF comes with a good history of and experience in doing housing, something that not every agency that came here had previously.
Before this, I was supposed to live in a house built by another organization, but I didn't want to because when it rained, the water blew everywhere into that house.
Rose Deanna, or Rosie as she's called, says the building work done by CHF is far superior to others around town.
People notice that my house is better than some of those built by other organizations. They ask us, "Wow, who built your house?" Comparing our new home to our old is just comical. That's why I laugh.
It's early morning here, and Rosie is busy making snacks to sell at a local tea shop. Now settled and married, Rosie has been through a lot.
I spent days looking for my fiancé after the tsunami, and I only managed to find one of his friends. I asked him, "Where is he?" And he told me he has left us. I had a mix of many feelings: sadness, worry, and then I just felt nothing, just numb.
But Rosie, like so many others, is moving on. Having a good, solid, and attractive house to live in has really helped.
It has a lot to do with security. Everyone needs some kind of space to call their own. What you do, if you do it well, is you've created jobs. People have to build them. People have to insure them. It's a thing that generates some wealth within a country and some stability.
Another thing that brings stability is education. With the support of the Chevron Global Fund, CHF built Polytechnic Aceh. It's a full-scale vocational training facility. The idea is to train Aceh's young people in local trades so they can better themselves, grow the economy, and stay on the island. It's working. Almost 700 students applied for the 240 available spots.
President Clinton said during his visit here in 2005 that the aim was to build Aceh back better than before. And this is one of those interventions that we've been involved in where we've been able to really do that.
Another place CHF is really making a difference is in the Middle East. Jordan It's in a region of stark contrasts, from deep calm to bitter conflict. But the kingdom has navigated this volatile area with skill. It's politically stable with a bright emerging market and a growing economy. However, due to their low incomes, many Jordanians cannot rely on commercial banks for loans. So CHF International launched what's now the Middle East Microcredit Company, or MEMCO, in Jordan in 1998. Since that time, more than 26,000 loans have been granted to owners of small and medium-sized businesses. It is yet another case where a CHF program has really worked.
Basically, there is a need. You cannot sell any loan or any product without having a market for it.
Nasser Darwish is MEMCO's director in Jordan's capital, Amman. He says the repayment rate for MEMCO loans stands at a remarkable 99.8%. Darwish, who worked in finance for years before joining CHF, says the key in extending credit is a human approach.
There's the interview factor. When you sit with the client and ask him all kinds of questions, and these are not random questions. You ask him about his life and give him to talk about his family, his history, and then talk about his business. You either gain comfort talking to him or you just feel uncomfortable because of certain things that he has said.
I bought a machine which introduced me to another market because of the higher capacity of production.
Sami Asali owns a printing press in Amman. When he started his company, he got a loan from a commercial bank. But when it was time to expand, Sami took a loan from MEMCO.
The banks, they are just look on the financial side. They just want to give the loan, the money, and to be back. But I noticed when I work with MEMCO and CHF, they look on the humanitarian and the social side of the loan.
Much of CHF's mission is to advance and expand the economy. With MEMCO's loan, Sami's company has grown. He has hired and trained 20 staffers and is supplying products to big businesses that would otherwise import them. He has created a local market.
When you have private business, always you would like this project to be like a baby. It's my baby. It's not easy, but hopefully with the coming 10 years, we have a plan to expand.
MEMCO, which serves all of Jordan, also helped Sausan Kosiye. Her dream was to open a beauty salon for local clientele in the tourist haven and duty-free port of Aqaba.
My first shop was small, and I soon realized that I didn't have the most up-to-date equipment to serve my clients well. I heard about CHF's MEMCO, and I took a loan to renovate.
I like to come here because she follows the latest trends and has the latest equipment that she is always buying. But she also has so many clients because she is really good to people.
Sausan's business thrived. Soon she opened a second shop with another and larger loan from MEMCO.
People soon heard about all the changes I had made. And one day, I received a call from Queen Rania's office saying they were giving me an award for entrepreneurship.
I think development really takes place in people's minds. It's the difference between I'm a victim and I'm in charge. And if you can get people to the point where they begin to take charge of their own lives, then they're on the road to the development that we're after.
Our next stop, Africa. You may recognize her, singer Yvonne Chaka Chaka. And today, we are in the western Kenyan district of Kakamega.
We want to combat malaria, we want to combat AIDS, we want to combat diarrhea, because our ordinary people are dying.
As a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador, Yvonne has joined forces with CHF International, the Centers for Disease Control, the Kenyan Ministry of Health, and the Swiss-based medical technology firm Vestergaard Fransen to get the word out. It's time to be tested for HIV.
I want to invite you at the end of this function to just come and test. If you test, you're doing yourself a favor, you're doing your community a favor, you're doing your family a favor.
More than 47,000 people turned up for this massive public health campaign. And while it has a carnival atmosphere, what is going on here is dead serious.
But also, we shall do a lot of public good.
It's a multifaceted attack against this region's top 3 killers: HIV/AIDS, malaria, and waterborne diarrheal disease.
We're giving everybody a free bed net, a free water filter, and free condoms to come in and be tested, and this has never been done before.
CHF has partnered with Vestergaard Fransen to hand out these insecticide-treated bed nets, water purifiers, and condoms, in hopes of enticing people to take an AIDS test. CHF hired and trained close to 400 health counselors for this event.
Put your hands together!
And who knows whether it is Yvonne singing, the Deputy Prime Minister's dancing, or the 2-month public awareness campaign, but almost no one refuses the test.
The advertisements and everything, the way the whole thing has taken place, I have really liked it. And even the lessons and the teachings that have taken place, I have liked them so much.
Water filter and net are very good things to me, because the net will help me to avoid getting malaria all the time.
Sarah Labuzzi is a pastor who thinks her husband died of a stroke a few years back, but she is very worried it was AIDS. In the testing room, she is tense. But for her, there is relief. The test is negative.
I'm very happy with my results, because my husband has passed away, and he had no virus, he had no AIDS. He left me without, and I'm okay.
CHF and health experts really want to reach young, unattached men like Daniel Openda, because most don't want to be tested. He watches with some discomfort as the counselor demonstrates how to apply a condom. He's never seen one. And he is very nervous about the AIDS test.
Negative.
Negative kumaanisha?
I'm safe.
Uko safe ama hauna virus?
But Daniel is also HIV negative.
I'm happy.
The problem is only 36% of Kenya's population has been tested. The mandate is to test 80% by 2010. It's important because during this campaign alone, almost 2,000 tested positive for HIV in Kakamega. Epidemiologist Dr. Eric Lugata is CHF's country director in Kenya. He says addressing malaria, HIV, and waterborne illness all at once is a model for treating disease in Africa. And the information being assembled here is invaluable.
Because it will give them real hard data on which they can design targeted interventions.
CHF and Vestergaard Fransen are also doing follow-up research. Do people use the bed nets? Are they effective? How about the water filters? Are they too much trouble? Daniel makes the trip down a steep ravine to this river 3 times a day to collect water for his family. It is already 15 minutes round trip. Will he add yet another step to this process?
It's good.
That LifeStraw water filter, health experts say, removes almost 100% of bacteria from untreated, unprocessed water like this.
I can see now it is easy to use.
Another convert. CHF is pleased, and of course so is our partner in this project, manufacturer Vestergaard Franson.
Public-private partnerships is something that we've been doing a long time. You're looking for people who share a common goal. Everything goes together if you match it in a way that works.
Good health has everything to do with development, I think, because the healthy person can be a productive person, can contribute to the economy, can learn, can take on education, does not cost so much in terms of potential lost resource or asset. Somebody once said that the measure of a civilized country is how they take care of their most vulnerable.
So what is it that drives and inspires the CHF staff who work so hard to make a difference? What has CHF learned that the people of the world really need?
Oh, I think it's very clear you need hope. If you don't have hope, and there's not a chance for a better life or a better existence for you and the people you care for, whatever that group may be, you're not going to thrive.
People need food and water to survive. They need hope to thrive, but they need more than hope. They need possibility. They need near-term opportunity. They need tangible results. They need a reason to believe in the future.
I am happy here. I am happy in this house.
I'm ready to know how I am.
Throughout, I never lost hope.
CHF International. Please join us in building a better world.